Debby Ryan. It's always great to see you.
It's always good times with you.
Tell us, what are we doing here in Orlando at Disney World?
Yeah, we're at sunny Orlando. We're actually at the premiere of the new Disneynature movie, Chimpanzee, which is very exciting, and kind of studying it and studying the work that Jane Goodall has done for chimpanzees. If you know anything about her, you know that she's an absolute legend. And it's been 50 years that this woman has been, since she, as like a 20-year-old, just shipped off to like Tanzania and lived with a bunch of chimpanzees, having no scientific experience, and just studied them.
And now she's a go-to source.
She's like everything chimpanzee, and she knows. I mean, she was the first one to document that they have emotions, that they can use tools, that they are so much more intelligent and human than we give them a lot of credit for. And so this movie is kind of not only an extension of all of that work, but it's like precious. It's this little chimpanzee, and he gets orphaned.
Oscar.
Little Oscar with like the cutest eyes ever. Is Oscar gonna be on the carpet? Will I meet the star of the movie? Because I really want to meet him. So starstruck.
He's too busy at home, I'm sure.
Like, poor Oscar. He's like, please, no more interviews, no more PR. But yeah, and he gets orphaned, and then you kind of see what happens. The filmmakers almost had to scrap the project. They were like, we don't have anything to do now. We don't have a story. And the alpha male comes in and actually ends up taking care of him, and this kind of bond forms. And I think what's so interesting about it is, if it's humans, would we have done the same thing? You know what I mean? They couldn't get anything out of him. You know, they couldn't get anything out of this situation other than just love. You know, he found this child that needed to be taken care of, and he took care of him. And I feel like it just shows that it's in our nature to love. It's in our nature, as humans, as animals, as mammals, whatever it is, everyone kind of has this desire and capacity to love.
So the premiere of this movie is actually perfect timing, because we're all here for Friends for Change, and you've been a part of the Disney family for a very long time. So I feel like I can ask you, what is Friends for Change, for anyone out there who wants to know?
Yeah, Friends for Change is basically Disney's initiative where we all kind of get together and, you know, have told them things that are important to us. And that's kind of how it was kind of birthed, was us saying, I see a need. I see that there's not enough foliage. I think that the environment isn't being cared for as much as we should, and we're not as educated as we could be. And then Disney stepped with us and partnered with us and said, great, let's make a difference. And not only now it's been going for 3 years, and we've given away so much money in grants to kind of help further these programs globally. There's like almost 100 kids here today that are being honored for some of their work in their communities. But I mean, over 30 countries, and there's so much that's been happening and so much that's kind of grown in the last 3 years from us just saying, you can make a difference. What is important to you? What do you want to change? And what can you do every single day, whether you might think it's small, to make such a huge difference?
Yeah, what are some examples that kids who are watching out there can change or do to help out, do their part?
Taking shorter showers is like, it was a hard one for me, but once you master it, it like feels like you're doing something good. You're like, great, in and out, I did something great for the environment. And another thing is, if you idle your car, it has a lot of like the bad transmissions and everything that comes out of there. One of the things that's like super easy every single day is, if your parents pick you up from school, or if you're waiting outside the mall or waiting to pick someone up, turn your engine off. And it's super easy, super daily, and then fun thing to like organize an event would be to plant a tree with your friends. And then it can be your little baby, and you can watch it grow.
Oh, and you can name your baby too.
You can name your baby. We just did an episode where Sky planted a tree, or Zuri planted a tree. And so she like creates this like mothering bond with this tree, and she's like trying to put a sweater around, like it's like a whole thing. So precious. And it's true though, it's like when you take care of something, whether it's like baking cookies, but when you like kind of watch something grow and like come together, you have this personal attachment to it. Yeah.
Totally. Last question, we're at Disney World. What's your favorite ride or your favorite attraction?
Okay, first of all, I'm a huge roller coaster junkie. I love Rock and Roller Coaster, the Aerosmith one, that just goes like loops and back. I mean, it's crazy. And so that one's my like favorite. I love Thunder Mountain. It's like a classic. I'm a big fan of Space Mountain and Disneyland. I'm like a connoisseur of the Disney parks.
Seriously, you know everything.
I've been to 3. I haven't been to the Asian one, but I went to Paris, Disneyland Paris, when I was 8. Really good moment for me. It was a really, really big day in Debbieland.
Very cool. Well, National High Five Day is coming up soon, so I'd love to high five you. Thanks,
Nailed
Debbie.
Did you notice me look at your elbow?
Wait, what is that?
That's the trick. That's the high five trick.
I don't know the high five trick. Please fill us in.
The high five trick is if you look at the elbow, you can't fail. You can't ever miss. Look at my elbow and
Okay.
high five me.
What?
Other hand. Watch this.
What? Girl,
Never
you know
fails.
it. Happy high five day.
Thanks, you too.